Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We'll be doing a double header of sorts. I'll be showcasing this subscription box from Grabie, along with an unboxing, and then also I will be doing a plan with me in my horizontal planner using some of the items from this box. So if that sounds good, let's jump in. Okay, you guys, let's get started with this unboxing. I'm pretty excited that Grabie went ahead and sent me this awesome subscription box to try out for you guys, which was actually perfect for us planner babes. Let me tell you really quick about the company and where they got their start. So Grabie started in January of 2021 as a response to the anxiety and depression that was prevalent during the pandemic. They offer a wide range of art supplies and scrapbooking products, including subscription boxes like the one I'll be showing off today. Grabie also donates $1 from each order to provide art supplies to support mental health in underserved communities. So do check them out using the link in my description. Remember to use the 15% off discount code Squaird Plans 15 when placing your order. Now back to the unboxing. So let's go ahead and get started by opening up the box. So cute. I really like the styling of their box itself. Could definitely be reused if you have a purpose for it. So like I said, I got the August subscription box from them. And let's go ahead and just pop it out of the box. I think that'll be the easiest way. Okay, so like I said, this is the August subscription box. I will do my best to open it delicately so we can see the items inside. I really love the care they took with the packaging. So we have a nice little Grabie sticker here, cute font. You could definitely repurpose this too with the different letters. It is a clear sticker. So, I think it is a clear sticker. We'll get to it. Oh, no, it's a white sticker. So it's a white sticker, a little bit glossy, but you might be able to use the different letters for something else if you didn't want to use the word there. Also, it comes with this companion Feel My Heart square grid notebook. It's a dot grid, very fine squares. Feel the paper is fairly thick. So very fun. I think you could easily use this for like a travel journal or even like a junk journal if you wanted to get one started. I've been thinking about doing one, so that might be a possibility. Or if you just need the graph paper, you could easily just like slice the paper out and use it in your planner. So very cute. Next we have these Post-it, well, let's see what they are. I think they're stickers, but yeah, they're stickers, but they're like washi tape stickers. So I'll flip through. I think they're planner related. So really good for planning and journaling. Some different colors, lots of pastels. Oh, I saw some letters, some small letters there. It's kind of fun. And all, small dots as well. Very cool. Lots of options there. Looks like they have tabs too, so you could easily use those to like tab the side of your notebook. Nice. Lots of cool things. So that's what's in that packet here, or this booklet of stickers. Put that to the side. We've also got this set of pens, which look really cool. We'll do a little pen test here at the end. I love Mon Ami. I have some of their highlighters, so I'm interested to try out these fine liners. There's also this set of tools for planning. It looks like we've got a pen knife, maybe a glue pen, so like just a fine tip of, instead of like ink, you got glue inside, a pair of tweezers, and then a like sticker spatula, so you can easily like smooth down stickers. Very cool, all in the same color scheme. I'm excited to try these. I'll pull these out when we do the plan with me and give those a go. We've also got this stamp kit. It comes with these clear stamps with the months and the days, along with a water drop ink, which I'm guessing is going to be kind of like a chalk ink, but we will try it out, make sure that it's got the same properties. And then these two small ink blocks, acrylic ink blocks for the stamps, so that you can easily put these on and stamp away. So very cool. I always use more more stamps, and I really like that these ones are kind of themed out for building out a planner if you ever wanted to do some bullet journaling or just some kind of calendar spread or insert. Then we've got this nice set of stickers with a bunch of different options in there. These look pretty cool. I'm excited for these. Go ahead and open those up. And for those, we have these, which look like washi style stickers in the different numbers. I really love these. Oh, and they have different sizes too, small and large. So I'll get that close up so you guys can see that a little better. Very cool. I could definitely find some really good uses for these. And then we have these black and white, like floral stickers, which I think are going to be, well, I guess they're not really black. It looks like almost like a deep navy color and white, but they're clear stickers, die cut. Oh, PET stickers. So yes, I like PET stickers a lot. So I think these are really speaking to me. So we'll probably end up using these as the basis so far for our design. I've also got this set of, it looks like washi tape style washi stickers. It's like a bunch of different pages full of washi tape stickers. Really cute looking. You can kind of see how, how it's set up with the different colors that you get in the pack. 5 color choices and 15 sheets, it says. So very cool. Figure out how to use some of those. I think this will be nice for layering. Then we've got these, it looks like they're dot stickers, but with texture. Let's see. You can kind of see the texture. Get it real close. Very cool. Never used something like this before. I'll be interested to see if I can actually write on them when I pull them out. So, yeah, we'll get into those a little bit too. I'll do a little tester on those. We have some loose sheets of both PET style stickers and then washi tape stickers of the same style. This looks like we have 3 options here. So that's it for the stickers. And then finally, we've got this envelope of stuff. So let's see what's in here. Oh, and this, it looks like, is papers. So let's pull out what's inside. Really cute envelope too. Definitely could reuse that for like sticker storage. This is really adorable. Okay, saving that. First thing we have are some die cut borders, it looks like. You can kind of see, I guess you can see a little bit better. Looks like a train and maybe a couple of towns. Oh yeah, Fairy Tale Town is the name of the pack. So that's what they look like. Then we have this pack, which looks like kind of more handmade paper styles with some perforations and different quotes printed onto each of the pages. So I'll quickly flip through those, see if you guys can see. Ooh, I like the blue. Just lots of nice textures. This would be really good for those like botanical natural spreads. And then, yeah, just nice that they're all together. Cool. Probably end up using some of those too. Really like those. These look like they are like a vellum style paper, which would be interesting to see. Good for layering. And it's like a postal theme. You can kind of see the styles in the back. I'll be interested to see if my friction pen can handle it. I know if writing on vellum, it could go either way. So we'll find out when I try it. But maybe, if you wanted to do a specific design or just use it for a layering piece, these could be really cool. I love the vintage postage look, so excited for those. And actually, this one, I think I've gotten a set very similar in the past of this, so it's just a nice ephemera set of different items in there. A couple of die-cut stickers or papers, even like a dry floral element, and then some other sheets of paper what have you in there. So a nice way to just kind of round out what you're getting in the box to give you lots of different options for building out collages for your spreads. Then we've got this pack of papers. It looks like it's die cut on one edge. Let's see if I can slide this off. So, oh, yep, it's like a, it's almost like a paper pad in different layers. We get a couple of options of the same. So you get those. I think it's 2 per. Again, nice layering options. Oh, and then there's vellum options as well, and 2 of each. So it looks like it's the same, just in vellum and then that regular, I don't know what to call this paper, but this is very common with the vintage ephemera papers. It's not quite newsprint paper, but it's got that feel to it a little bit. So it's hard to tell. I wonder what they call this paper. I'll have to look that up. I think it works really well with the vintage aesthetic. And then finally, we've got a pack of just different papers here. Looks like some craft paper, some like plain papers, handmade paper looks. Then we've got some printed papers with lots of floral options. So maybe we'll dig into that. And then it looks like there's some die cuts kind of stuck in there. Go ahead and shake them out. We've got a few paper elements. Oh, I like those. The circle stickers are nice. Just some tags and things like that that you can easily add to your spreads as maybe focus boxes. That might be a good use for those for me as far as in my planner for this theme. So those in mind for that. And these are just nice little accent items. And that's pretty much it, you guys. So lots of fun things to play with in this subscription box. Really excited. You get a lot of different options to help you, give you some ideas for themes, and then also to just kind of help build up your stash of maybe vintage items that you might use for scrapbooking or for journaling, and have all of those at hand. Some fun things that maybe you haven't seen before, some new things for you. So that is the unboxing. I hope you guys like that. Let's go ahead and go into a little bit of the pen testing now, and then maybe even a couple of samples for these items. So to begin, I'm just going to make some labels for these pens using some scraps from previous label sheets that I've cut and printed stickers off of. So I just always save those scraps so I can make labels for my pen. And we'll start off here with this really pretty caramel color in those fine liners from Mon Ami. I'll do a little heavier swatch so I can get a really good sense of the color, and then do one with the fine liner tip. I'll also do the rest of the colors here, just kind of swatching out the blue, green, olive, yellow, and pink. And then I'll just cut those up and place those directly onto the pens themselves. I started doing this last year, and I just really find it super helpful for designing spreads and being able to easily tell the ink color without swatching every time I start a project. I know a lot of people do swatches on a sheet of paper, but I found this to be the most helpful. Some pens hold the labels pretty well, but if they don't, I like to add a little extra bit of tape to hold the ends together so that they don't peel up. Really nice set of pastel colors that I think will really coordinate well with a lot of the stickers in here. Also think it's just a really good set to have in a fine liner in those pastel colors. Not sure I have anything that is quite like it. And now we'll go ahead and test the stamp and the ink that is provided in the box. I will say that this black ink does take forever to dry, which you'll see in the plan with me to come. So do keep that in mind. It does not dry very fast. I also have these cool texture dot stickers that I wanted to kind of see what we got and try out one just to see if you can write on it and how it looks on a piece of paper. So I'm going to grab one out, and then I'm going to use a fine liner to print on it, since I don't think the friction pens are going to handle it too well. But really kind of cool. I like the added texture there. So let's move on to the plan with me. Okay, you guys, hello. Let's start off by pulling out my horizontal planner spread for this next week in August. Get everything situated. I've already curated some items from the Grabie box along with some things from my stash to try to come up with a nice cohesive theme. We'll start off with some washi tapes here from the washi tape shop in Daiso, along with these narrative hues overlay inks, some of those stamping items from the box along with some blue ink, and the fine liner I just showcased in the pen testing. I also have some stickers from a previous box, and finally some items from the Grabie box that I'll be mixing in. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and lay down some wax paper so that I can figure out how this spread is going to go. I like to tape it down so I can use it as a base for the design and things won't move around. I've pre-pulled a few items that I think I'm going to be using for this theme, including the vellum with those really pretty outlined florals, along with some of the ephemera from the little set that came with the box, and also some circle stickers that I got in a previous box from Your Creative Studio. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down some items, start gathering things together and figuring out how this design is going to go. I also am going to pull in some of the quotes from that ephemera quote pack there with the textured handmade papers. I love the look of those. I think those will match really nicely with this more natural styling of the spread. And also you can kind of see I'm definitely leaning towards the blues in this theme, so that'll be the color of the spread, but I may mix in some warmer tones for contrast, as you can see there in a couple of items that I pulled. Also looking for some papers, maybe for a background element. This one has a nice mix of blue and the warmer tone, but I don't know, it's a little bit busy as far as the background goes, so I may switch that out for something else. Also seeing which florals from the pack I want to use, so I'm just going to quickly go through and sort out the ones that I think work well for what I want to do. And it looks like you get 2 of each style, which is always nice. These are die-cut stickers that are PET stickers. Very clear and just a slight bit of sheen, but not crazy, not like super glossy. Definitely tolerable, but I know some people have an aversion to glossy stickers, so this is not the glossy that I think of when I think of glossy stickers, so just FYI on that. I love the PET tape vibe, and I believe they actually offer matte PET tape in some shops as well, so don't knock it until you try it. I am a huge fan of PET style stickers. And okay, so I've cut down a couple of those vellum sheets. I've pulled out the florals I think I want to use, and am now back into those papers. I think I'm going to use something that's a little bit more solid, just so that it's not so distracting from the outline of the florals and allows it to kind of just be a background piece as opposed to the main item of detail in the design. So I've torn it somewhat in half, a little bit on the angle, and I'm thinking to just kind of wrap the spine in that color. And then I started pulling these together and thought maybe it'd be cool to do almost like an S shape through the spine so that like I said, the paper kind of wraps around the spine versus just being part of the spine, if that makes sense. I think you'll see it a little bit better once the spread is set up. I did play with the idea of having it there just down at the bottom, but I think I'm going to try to mix it up a little bit once I figure out how the florals will go. definitely trying some things out here. This is another option if that is something you prefer, just having it there at the bottom. Maybe you have a lot more going on earlier in the week and maybe not too much later in the week. This allows you to really put a lot more decor with a design that's just kind of bottom heavy like this. And although I kind of like it, it's not quite doing it for me. I feel like I need a little bit more variety here. So we'll see what else I want to pull in, and then I'll end up, like I said, kind of making some changes there. I found some stamp washi from Daiso, and it has a bunch of different florals as stamps. I really like the look of it, and I'm going to pull in the ones that have the blue florals. Again, kind of sticking with that tan as a sub color, and then the blue is the main dominant color. Still trying to work the middle design out. If I wanted to do that, like I said, I think that could work. Then I started thinking too about punching the spine and how that would really encroach in on the florals. So I don't know, we'll see. Then I remembered I have a few more items that I wanted to pull in, including some circle stickers. I've got ephemera boxes too that I could also use. And as you can see, I went back to that original idea of the S shape and am just trying to figure out how the florals might work in that shape, which was why I was really focused on the bottom half originally, was because these are a lot of like stemmed florals. And sometimes it's a little awkward to have coming out from the edges of the page or just from nowhere, if you know what I mean. So I was definitely thinking about that and thought that coming from the bottom would be the easiest, but we'll get creative. We'll figure out what might look good and try this other idea I had. And it's coming together pretty nicely. I actually am liking having them almost stemming out from the edge of the spine as opposed to from the bottom in clusters. Kind of looks like they're growing out of the side of a mountain or something. You know what I mean? So that's kind of cool. So we'll work with that. Going to alter a few of these florals to make it fit the space a little better and not be too overwhelming. Also layering in that vellum sheet behind some of those areas, mainly just for a little something extra. Also going to play around with these circle stickers. Help me find some focus areas in and amongst this cluster. I pulled out those tweezers from the pack to try them out. They're pretty good, very cute, I would say. I've been using the ones I use all the time for years now. They're super old and just repurposed from, like the beauty aisle kind of tweezers, not traditional crafting tweezers. So these are kind of fun. I think I could use these going forward. I do like the styling of them. So that was a nice little added bonus to get some new tools. I'm also going to end up using the sticker putter downer. I don't know what you call that. Maybe the sticker spatula or the sticker scraper. I don't know what you would call that. That came in that pack. That is a really nice tool. I've been using just like a blunt tip from my precision cutter for sticking down stubborn stickers. So having that nice flat tool, that's something else that was a nice bonus. Still working again here on the design and the floral clusters. Just don't want them to be too much here in the corner, so I'm really trying to, no pun intended, weed them down. I'm going to go ahead and trim this one out a little bit more, actually make it a little bit smaller. See if that fits a little better in the space. And I'm actually going to pull off the backing on some of these just so I can get the positioning just right, so I know where it'll be on the spread. Something a little bit off there, so I'm just going to rework it. Try not to cover up the day too much so that it's still legible. I don't know if you can tell, but those stickers have both white and blue, so they're not completely outlined. Any area where it is supposed to be filled, like the leaves and the petals, those actually have a white background that is not see-through. One of the cool things I think PET cleared stickers offer is that fact that they're not 100% translucent. I mean, the clear area is definitely 100% translucent, but the areas where it is printed is not semi-translucent, if that makes sense. It's pretty opaque, and maybe you can see a little bit through it, but really not much. So it's very nice when layering, because then you don't get those lines of the sticker outline, but you get that mixed with the opacity of having a backgrounded sticker, if that makes sense. So again, that's kind of why I started falling in love with these stickers when I first tried them. Just a very cool material and style of creating stickers that I think works excellent for layering. So I am now cutting up this vellum sheet, which I originally thought I would do kind of like a corner thing, but then that really didn't work out. So I ended up just cutting out the quotes that I thought were a nice addition, and then I'll leave the other two as whole items layered in the background. I'm starting to define the clusters now as well, figuring out where I want to have some of those other elements added in and how I want things to be grouped together on the spread. Trying some different things with the overlay inks as well to add a bit more of the blue tone, and adding in the quotes that I cut out of the ephemera pack. The vellum really melts into the background once you place this on the sheet, so just something to keep in mind if you are using vellum. It definitely works better as a layered piece, but for this application, I ended up using it more as a background piece, mainly for the script writing and the black elements on it. Also playing around with the washi there, as you could see. I think I'm going to put that script washi down at the bottom and then add some more blue on the edges, again, just to kind of up the blue factor a bit on this spread. Now that we've got that done, I think we're ready to start moving things onto the page. I'm going to go ahead and start by gluing down the paper background. And I'm just using a glue stick from my stash. I think this is from Kyoto, if I'm not mistaken. I picked that up from Stationery Pal. Then I'm going to layer in that script washi. And since I only really want about half the width, I'm going to back up these two bottom halves so that I could just cut the washi in half, save washi that way, and make the time a little bit less time consuming for placing and cutting. And I was going to try out that pen that came with my tool set. It wasn't a very good manufacturer of where the nib is for the cutting tool, so I went ahead and put that back away and went back to my tried and true precision cutter to divide those two pages again in half. So that tool was kind of a bust, but the other two tools so far have been really good. And then I also tried the glue pen that came with that set, and that worked really well as well. So 3 out of 4 ain't bad, and maybe you'll get a better version if you do end up getting the same box. Sometimes it just depends on, the manufacturing, how deeply set that knife tool is into the plastic. That was a little bit of a bummer, but like I said, I really love my precision cutter, so there was really no big loss there. Probably wouldn't have switched anyway. I'm going and laying in the blue washi now, and I'm going to again use my precision cutter to trim it. I am trimming it on the page because I really wanted that edge that had more of the black kind of overlay in the washi to be showing, and it tends to be on one side of the washi. So instead of trimming it off by overlapping it on the edge, I trimmed it on the page to preserve as much of that copy that was on the washi as possible. And now we're going to get into some ink. I'm blending in some blue background for those florals, again, to up the blue factor a little bit. Use some ink that's fairly old in my stash and just did a really light touch. I didn't want it to be overwhelming. I also didn't want it to take forever to dry because I'm not real sure about that ink. It's like a standard Michaels dollar bin type ink, so I'm not sure how well it's going to dry and set on the page versus like a chalk ink that I'm very familiar with. So I went ahead and did it. It did dry really, really well, and it didn't end up smearing or anything like that. So I was pleasantly surprised. I'm also gluing in the vellum papers and laying down the stickers that are attached to those as I go. Again, you can kind of see how it just really melts into the background. You don't really see the vellum much, but the elements that are printed on there, I think, do stand out, which is nice. You can see me using that spatula real quick. Again, really perfect for just kind of solidifying the glue behind those vellums, making sure it's laid down really nicely. Same with those ephemera papers that I'm gluing with the glue stick. Works really well. So we've got the bottom section in. Let's go ahead and try laying in this top area. And I'm gonna do it on top of the wax paper so that I can trim off the edge there that's overlapping the spine without it sticking onto something else. Gluing some of those other items that are vellum or paper items. We'll trim off the excess here, and because I trimmed off that one sticker, there's a little bit of a hole that you could kind of see if you looked at it, so I just re-layered a sticker over it to fit the space, and that worked well to camouflage. And now we'll lay in this other little cluster of stickers here, using that really cute stamp, and then trying to figure out how I want this to layer. Glue in the vellum, and then overlay the blue. And I thought I might use some of these blue butterflies, but as I was laying them onto the sheet, they were just a little too attention grabbing. And even though they could look really pretty, I think, on the spread, I really wanted the attention to be more about the florals as opposed to the butterflies. So I sorted out the ones I think matched the best with the color scheme, but then kind of changed my mind and decided against it in the end. So I have a few more items that I think I might want to add in here, including maybe another focus box area using this ephemera paper. I like that it has both the blue and the tan together, so I think that'll work really nicely with the theme. It's carrying through that color scheme and as a functional item. So I'm just placing it where it fits. I think that will do. Go ahead and figure out if there's anything else I want to add in here. I almost forgot about the stamps I pulled, so let's go ahead and try those. And then as I was doing that, I thought, well, maybe let's add in some more of the script washi as well. I think that might be nice at the top. didn't want to worry about it butting into the August title of the page. So I'm just going to do kind of like half the page along the spine as opposed to the full run of the top. More for repetition and just a little extra texture up here. And since I kind of decided after I had already laid this in, I needed to pull up the stickers and the paper I had glued down, which did come up actually pretty easily, not too difficult. The PET style stickers are pretty thin, so just an FYI, they do come up really nicely, but they are thin once you actually lay them on the page, so it can be a little bit more challenging to handle once they're laid down. And I like that. I like that addition of the script. Let's go ahead and add a few more just kind of texture items here using the stamps. And I did a very light touch because I was not sure about this. And as you can see, it came out pretty heavy even though it was a light touch. So I did the rest in a similar manner. And at first it went really well, just kind of layering it, adding it to the clusters. Pretty much just pulled in the things I thought looked the best using those stamp blocks that they included, which again was really nice having a little tiny stamp block. I have a few that are about twice the size of this and much thinner, so this one is a nice addition to my stash. Layering them in. And here I didn't even realize I was smearing a few of them as I was laying in the stamps. So that one in the center there, I think got a little bit smeared from my hand laying down the top one. And it just keeps going. I kind of just didn't think about it, to be honest, because I'm so used to chalking because I dry almost immediately. So that, yeah, there's where I realized, oh no, it's smearing. So then I became hyper vigilant and aware. I was like, oh no, I was trying to get rid of it. But a technique I learned after it dried a little bit is that I could erase a lot of the smear marks after the fact. So especially where it touched the vellum was where the smearing happened the most. If it touched the paper, it dried in a reasonable time frame, but the vellum, I think, took over 24 hours to dry properly. So FYI on that, stamping over vellum is very tricky. That said, let's go ahead and drop in some bullets for my checklist for the week and do a little bit of cleanup after that, see how everything is looking. And I really do like how things are coming together. Last step will be to clean out these holes, and instead of trying to get this in and out of my Happy Planner punch, which is just a nightmare, I will use my handheld disc power punch the holes. It's not my favorite for punching, thin papers. It does so much better on heavier stock papers or really thicker materials, but it does work. So I cannot complain. It does get the job done. Just I prefer to use it on heavier stocks. It's just a little bit cleaner and more useful on those, but with my Happy Planner punch being the way it is and not really having an alternative in the market that will work, I think that this is a good solution. That said, I'll finish punching these holes, stick everything down, and that will be it, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.